Hello and welcome to the Gamers channel. This is part 2 of the Gamers Top 10 Best Games of All Time. My name's Simon.
My name's Aidan.
You know this by now. So we got from 10 to 6 last time. There were some shocks, there were some surprises, there were some tears.
But they were all brilliant.
They were all incredible games, peeps. Anyway, so now we start again. The agony goes on. But yeah, so we'll start with my number 5, and that is Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
The only reason I didn't put this in my top 10 was because I knew Simon had it in his top 10.
Baby. It's just incredible. It's simple as that. It's just incredible. I mean, the amount of time everyone has spent on this game. I mean, that shows how good of a game it is. And it's not just us two that have spent hundreds of hours doing absolutely nothing on the game but just killing people.
You know, my favourite...
Everyone has.
My favourite moment of that game is when you finish the opening cutscene, you get in your car and you hear the Billie Jean is on the car. Yeah. And then you're like running around like Tommy Vercetti, like, I don't give a shit.
I mean, from like a gameplay point, it was the first GTA, because GTA 3, it's okay, dark, dismal, has quite a more serious. This is just, everything's bright, everything's cheery, the 80s scenes makes it awesome, the car's incredible, Tommy's awesome, the gameplay's incredible, the story's awesome. Best
character of all time in GTA. I think GTA 3 basically put in all the right elements, and you know how like the first games had like a bird's eye view, didn't
GTA 2, I played that on Game Boy as well. That was
then GTA 3 basically made all the good mechanics to it, but then that just went and just bettered everything.
Well, it's the fact with this game that if you wanted to go through seriously, it was a good long campaign, interesting, but at the same time, the cheat codes were so easy to get hold of that if you wanted just a 20 minutes blast of feeling like God, that was so easy. I mean, it was just the fact that it was, for its time, I think that's actually one of the few games that everyone had.
And that everyone's game is broken, that when you get the water it appears everywhere. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's got it as well. Yeah, and the fact that like, if you shoot the sun with a sniper rifle, if you shoot the sun with a sniper rifle, you can make the weather change. Just crazy bits like that. But anyway,
I did not know that.
Also, our favourite bit of like, you know, because we all know this, when you want to cause mayhem, you go to a high rise, you make sure you've amassed some weapons, and you start shooting some cars, and the police come. Our favourite bit is the garage near the beach.
Yeah, Sunshine Autos?
But basically, the cops don't come through the doors. We're not sure why. It's some kind of glitch, but you have a good protection. And the fact that I haven't played this in maybe 6 years, and we still remember this. That is the good play right now. I'm gonna do more than play it. I'm gonna do more than play this game. But that is my number 5, people. And what is yours then?
Number 5. Getting a trend here. RPGs.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I do not have the SNES version of this game.
Yeah, but that's good on millionaires.
Yeah, I'm not that wealthy. Chrono Trigger.
Like Chrono Trigger.
As it says, time to make history. Damn right it is. Have you played Chrono Trigger before?
Only like 10 minutes of it. It's actually one of the few games on our list that I've actually played.
In my opinion, the best old school RPG of all time. Chrono, young boy, or teenager, it gets to travel back and forth in time, battle loads of different kind of monsters, meet loads of exciting different characters. Music again, music is incredible on this game.
Music makes a game in some ways.
I think I'm not sure on this, but I think the soundtrack for this game might be more expensive than the DS version of this.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
And this has got some really hardcore fans, and I can see why. Remake this in HD. I will give you my money right now.
So I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Aidan said that obviously. I mean, he's named quite a lot of like RPG kind of like staples there, but I think it's the fact that it's just done in one of the best ways. I mean, I mentioned Final Fantasy 6 ages ago. I think that was my number 8. And in a way, they were brought out at a very similar time.
Yes.
But I think Chrono Trigger is better. I mean, Final Fantasy 6 is a fantastic game, but Chrono Trigger does that, but better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no flaws with Chrono Trigger, and it's got 13 different endings. I think I've found 4, but 13 different.
What game has that? What modern game has that?
Yeah,
there we go.
Right, the next one
is a joint
one. What do you guys think this is?
I wonder.
So it's a game that we both like.
Yep.
I can't possibly think of any clues anywhere.
No.
So.
No.
God,
what could it be?
What can we say about this series that we have? We do a show.
Yeah, we do a show on it. And possibly, if you add our hours together of playing it, it'll make more than any game we've ever played singly.
Yeah, that's a couple of years of my life just gone.
So it's not hard to guess. It's Street Fighter.
Move aside, Simon. Because Street Fighter, the Street Fighter collection is collection. People,
yeah. There's just
see that.
Just that little bit there.
That is. All
we have anime. We have 4. We have Cross Tekken. We have Super. We even have Tatsunoko vs Capcom. Who bought that?
The arcade stick, obviously, and I have 2 more arcade sticks down there.
It is crazy, people.
Right. Do you want to start off with the other one?
What, with 4?
Yeah, with 4.
I mean, we haven't. Obviously, we have AE, but we don't have the AE disc. We just have Super Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Well, hands up. First of all, this is actually my first go on Street Fighter. I was a Tekken child. That was what I played originally.
I taught him the ways.
But when I first, well, not met Aiden, but when I met with Aiden one time, I was like, you know, I've got this game. It's Street Fighter 4, and I thought, oh, I've heard of Street Fighter, but I'm more of a kind of Tekken person, really. He put in this game, and I was a convert. I was a convert. I mean, from that day forward, I mean, this game is just epic. The art style is nothing like any other game that there is. The gameplay, the ease to play it, but the
way the ultra combos, like the super combos, the amount of cast. I'm not going to get salty and say the reasons why we've not got it on, because it is a great game. It's the players who ruin it, not the game itself. Anyway. The perfection of the Street Fighter series. Yeah, this is actually, I've actually put this specifically at my number 4, whereas Aiden just put Street Fighter, but this is it for me. The magic that is Third Strike.
Third Strike.
I've got the online edition, obviously.
Yeah, obviously we got the online edition, yeah.
And I do have, 3 or 4 arcade sticks for the Dreamcast to play this. I got this the same Christmas that I got Shenmue for the Dreamcast. Wow,
what an epic year!
That was a good Christmas. Year. I got so I got the Dreamcast, I got Shenmue, and I got Third Strike, and I could not wait for this game. Me and my brother hooked up to the old TV, and from the second I played it until this day, it will forever be the best fighting game of all time.
I'm saying the exact same.
There is no better fighting game in the world.
I mean, we might have said this in our Third Strike videos.
The whole time.
That there are some characters, Chun-Li and Akuma might be, and Yun, they might be top, but for me personally, it's the most balanced game for one very simple reason: that you can parry anything, and the best thing balances out the game.
The best thing about the parry is even like when. This is the thing that I think when I first showed Simon this game, the first thing you show everyone is you go, oh yeah, look, here's Ryu and Ken, and look, this is what makes Street Fighter 3 incredible and different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, just throw a fireball towards me, and he does the Hadouken, and I'm like, bang, bang,
fall.
He's like, how did you do that? I'm like,
I pressed forward like a maniac because I wasn't blocking
this game, and then you get like when you start to parry EX fireballs. Supers,
uppercuts,
flash kicks, and when you start doing that, you just think like, I'm beating on these fools.
It is the most satisfying fighting game there has ever been, or there will ever be.
So what's your number 3, Simon?
Yeah, this was a tough one. Now we're starting to get into the realms of top 3s, and top 3s are hard. But anyway, this is going to be a choice that I don't think anyone up there is going to. It's a forgotten RPG series, and it is Phantasy Star 4. For me, only 4 because I didn't really play 1 or 2 or 3. I've got them, but that's on the PSP collection. But 4, epic. Anyway, so I played it on the Mega Drive. Incredible there. But the game, because I think it is an adult's game. Personally, I don't think it was really meant for me when I was.
Probably one of the better RPGs that I've never played. Because I'm a big RPG fan, and I really should play that game.
So I got it on the PSP Sega Mega Drive collection, which was always a surprise.
Who's not got the Sega Mega Drive collection?
Either on Xbox or PSP. I've got it on both Xbox and PSP because I love Sega that much.
Definitely.
But, yeah, so I played the balls off it, my file at the end, I had one file that I replayed. I think it was up to like 300 hours. And
I will reserve judgment until you tell you my number one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not as mental actually as another one I've got. But I mean, for a start, this is how much I enjoyed it. Your black mage in that has something like 3 times 6, about no, they're 4, but like 20 something spells, but they're all abbreviated to like MGB or APL. And stuff like that. I knew what each one of those actually did because I grind. But grinding implies not enjoying it. I actually liked grinding on that game. That's how much I enjoyed it. It's ridiculous.
We beaten on all those boars. There's boars in the board. 1 XP.
I'm not caving in. It's another in my way.
This is what
live to win.
This is the point where we're really hoping that they've seen that episode of South Park and they don't think we're on crack.
Yeah, please go and watch that. It's Make Love Not Warcraft, people. Go and watch it. It's just hilarious. But anyway, so Phantasy Star 4, it's just incredible. The final boss looks epic. The characters are epic. The scenery is epic. The whole thing is underrated. Well, they're saying that Sega decided to put it on their collection, so obviously they think it's pretty good. And if they've done that, that means someone out there enjoyed it just as much as I did. So anyway, so now we're on to Aiden's number 3. Gets hard here, peeps.
Okay.
Gets hard here. Drum roll!
I have the limited edition.
Drum roll!
The limited edition of the game there. I don't know if
you can just see a Titan's face there.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
It is, of our last ones, the newest game. Actually, it might be the newest. It's up there. Actually, sorry, people. This is the newest game on any of our lists, and there's a fantastic reason for that. Aiden, please take it away.
Okay. And now I'm trying to think. This came out, I think, 2 years ago, 2011, and I read a magazine, and it had the review for this, and I thought, oh, Japanese RPG, is it even going to be coming over here? Yeah. And I read, and the release date was like
a week away.
It was like a week away, and I rang Simon up. I was like, "Have you just heard about this game?" He hadn't heard about it.
No.
I went out and bought this game. I played this non-stop. I mean, the lands in it, the characters in it. I know some of the, you might hate the British accents.
What a bunch of jokers! What a bunch of jokers!
I've never played a game as big as that, and it was on the Wii.
Yeah, I mean 13 is pretty big. I can't remember what the plane's called, but when you first arrive to it, you think, oh my god, this is huge. I've seen some of the areas on Xenoblade. It makes 13 look like a GameCube game.
Yeah, we're not talking about one area, like, you know how Final Fantasy's got the one big huge area in 13.
Yeah.
Every area in this was huge, and then every time I thought the game was getting towards the end,
a bit more.
A bit more. It just gave more and more and more, and then you've got all the collectibles. You had to get all the people to go back to the colony and rebuild it, and
actually find items as well.
Find items.
And of what I remember of the combat system, even that is epic.
Oh, the combat system as well. I've never played another of the Xenogears or any the Xeno games, but I think the fighting system in it is totally different to any other RPG.
It was. I mean, I only ever watched it for a bit because Aiden got through it that fast. He was that addicted to it. I never watched it small chunks. But it is one of the few RPGs that I would have had.
This game was that good that when my original Wii broke and I lost the memory on it, I went out and bought a Wii because I was in the middle of playing this. I'd already put in 60 hours into this game. I went out and bought a Wii the next day, played it from start to finish again. I didn't even care that I'd lost it because I just thought, I'm still in love with the game.
Aiden's PS3 broke with 12 hours of Ni no Kuni data, and that bothered him a lot because
and that's a brilliant game, but that just shows you
how incredible this is.
Yeah, well, sorry, that's not there.
It's sad, people. But anyway,
we have too many.
Now we're on to the top 2s, and my number 2 is probably one that a lot of people are thinking, this series has got to be in there somewhere. It's one of the highest selling series of all times, one of the fastest selling series of all times, one of the most beloved series of all times, one of the best TV series of all time.
And just before you say it, I would have put this in my top 10 yet again, but Simon said it first, and it is there was no, I don't care who you are, when you're at school and you played this in some form or another.
Or watched the TV series, or had the cards. And now giving you the biggest hint with the cards. But I'm going to be more specific than just saying the whole series. I'm going Pokemon Yellow. Pokemon! Gotta catch 'em all! Anyway, so Pokemon Yellow, epic. Who doesn't want Pikachu following them around for the entire game? And when you turn around,
I want Pikachu following me around like that.
Yeah, I would have.
Get my Pokeballs.
Yeah. I mean, we all. I mean, so for those.
Take your time with Pokemon, Sam. Take your time with Pokemon.
Just breathe. Just think about the excellency that is Pokemon. But anyway, so Pokemon Yellow was the same game as Red, Blue, and Green.
Yes.
Apart from the fact that you had Pikachu around with you, you couldn't choose an original monster, you had to have Pikachu.
No, I bet you struggled at the first dojo.
I didn't care.
Again,
I would get a Pidgey, level up to about 10 or 11, done. Maybe a Nidoran if you were lucky, because they were quite hard to catch on the original series. But as it is an RPG. Yes. It's also quite a classic RPG for that kind of monster on a monster. You have to pick a certain move. That move either works or doesn't work. So quite a classic RPG as RPGs go.
You know when a game's good. That when the last time I played a Pokemon game would have been when I was probably about 11 or 12.
Yeah.
I'm 23 now, and I confidently say that I could name 90 to 95% of the Pokemon in there. Easily. And also know what levels they evolve, what levels they get moves, what types they're best against, what types they're not, which routes to take, who are the gym leaders. Snorlax for the win.
Elite Four, Lapras for the win. I mean, also, it's just ridiculous. I mean, for everyone out there, you know.
You need to tell the people what you called Gary. Was his normal name Gary?
Gary.
What did you call Gary?
Knobhead.
Knobhead sent out Pidgeot.
Basically, but we all did it. I think we all had these shared experiences of the same game.
Yeah.
I mean, just on a more serious level, compared to other RPGs, you had 150 Pokemon that you could catch. 151 if you were lucky.
Yeah.
150 Pokemon to catch, which is a lot. I mean, choice. I mean, for a child, choice is incredible. And how many choices have you got there? The gym system was fantastic because it gave you a set achievement. Like, I've done this gym. Okay, 7 more to go. I've done this gym. And 6 more to go.
And there's only one true Pokemon trainer.
Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
He's always late.
It's just
incredible, people.
He's the owner.
The leveling up
Smash
system.
Bros. You shouldn't call him Pokemon trainer. Just call him Ash. Everyone wants it to be Ash. If you didn't want him to be called Ash, you weren't born in the 90s.
Exactly. Be born in the 90s, people. I mean, and also just the moves, and actually the graphics for the time for Game Boy were pretty good.
That was another thing you haven't mentioned yet.
The music.
I could still hear those
those
beats in my head.
The beats.
We're not going to fix that.
But I think also this is the game I've spent most hours on.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If you're gonna have a game to spend most hours on, why not?
I mean, if I said 300 for Phantasy Star on one file, it must be 500 plus for multiple files on Yellow. I mean, honestly, the Pokemon series as a whole. I mean, I had Gold and Silver as well. Those were good games, but nothing beats Yellow, in my opinion. It's just
perfection.
Almost. It's not my number one.
I mean, as a game, it is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it somehow is fun. An RPG has action elements. It somehow involves everything a child could possibly need, apart from nourishment, water, and sleep.
Just give him Pokemon.
Exactly.
A dose of Pokemon a day keeps the doctor away.
It does. Science has decreed that.
Yeah, I had a few potions in my time.
Hyper potions. Max healed. Anyway, let's get off Pokemon because, as you can tell, we played it way too much. So what is your number 2? And actually, I don't remember without looking. Have a look. Now this is another series that a lot of people out there will be saying. Where is it?
Yeah. Here's your clue. So it's a series that everyone will know will be in everyone. If you're an RPG fan, yeah, it is in everyone's top 10.
Or should be.
As a series, maybe.
As a series.
And this game is the one that you're thinking of as well. And also, my other clue that is gone is one of the longest RPGs, longest running RPGs.
There you go, peeps. What is it? I'm waiting. Legend.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. I do have quite a few variants of it.
Well, yeah, who doesn't? I mean, they re-released it.
Yeah, the original
N64.
N64 box. I've got it on the
3DS.
This was the reason I bought 3DS.
for that. Exactly.
If
you buy a whole system for one game, that's when you know it's good
one game that I've already got more variants of. I've got the Wind Waker Special Edition with Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest. So that's already, I've completed it 4 times there on those. And
so let's start from the basics.
Okay.
Is it the best Link of all time?
Yes.
Simple. Does it have some of the best temples of all time?
Yes, bar the water temple.
Yeah, we went on to that. The controls are hard, but that was more.
It got improved in this version because you could just touch to have your iron boots on.
There you go, peeps. I mean, just as a whole, the whole series is just incredible. It has one of the best mythologies. Of the game.
You know when I said earlier about how when you walked out onto the Mass Effect expansion.
I know where you're going.
In 13, and you get that feeling of, wow, I want to explore. Even though 13 was a lot bigger than Hyrule Field, when you went out of Kokiri Forest, with now they, what did she say? She's listen. But no, yeah, when you walked out into Hyrule Field, you see like the sun off in the distance, and you kind of walk up the hill and you see the castle and you see Death Mountain and you see it there, and at that point you're thinking, wow, this game is just a huge, just incredible.
Was that out before Majora's Mask?
Before.
So also the battle system was completely new for the fact that obviously it's a 3D Zelda where you can physically control the weapons and stuff, which is also fantastic.
I put Majora's Mask on equal par with this game. Just the only thing is, this did it first. This did it first.
Yeah.
And the music in it.
I was going to mention the music.
I think everyone will probably say that that's possibly the best game soundtrack of all time. Even though I would say the second, because my number one just holds number one in every area of the game.
And we'll be getting to that soon.
Yeah, and that's going to have like a whole video to get that stuff. But yeah, perfection, brilliance, replay value.
Oh yeah, replay value.
Yeah, just a definition.
And also, sorry, just like cut you up, but we watched recently a speed run of a guy doing Ocarina of Time in about 23 minutes. Now this, I think, just shows the love worldwide of this game.
Yes.
That people have found so many glitches in the game that they will spend their lifetime trying to speed run a game like this, because it's just a game that everyone loves.
They believe in it so much that they believe they can use the Song of Time and go back in time and try and regain all the time that they've lost. A definition and the epitome of an RPG.
So that was our 5 to 2s, and we said you were going to get 5 to 1s, but we were lying. Trolled. My name's been Simon.
My name's been Aiden.
And please join us again for our number 1s.